Why do Creole languages vary so much internally? Imagine a language that is a colorful mosaic, made up of pieces from many different sources. That's what makes Creole languages so fascinating. They are like linguistic puzzles. When people from different language backgrounds come together, they need a way to communicate quickly. They often start with a simplified language called a pidgin. This pidgin mixes words and grammar from the languages involved, but it's not meant to be a full language. When children grow up speaking this pidgin as their first language, it begins to develop into a creole. The story doesn't end there. Each community's history and social environment shape how their creole evolves. For example, in the Caribbean, African languages influenced many creoles because of the enslaved people brought there. In the Pacific, indigenous languages played a bigger role. These substrate languages, or native influences, leave their mark on the grammar, sounds, and vocabulary of the Creole. That's why creoles that seem similar can still have very different structures. Social factors also add to the variation. In some places, people might prefer to speak more like the European language that influenced the Creole, especially if they see it as more prestigious. This process is called decreolization. Others might stick to traditional Creole features to show their identity. Peer pressure, social status, and attitudes toward language all influence how the Creole develops within a community. Migration and geography are also key. When people move from one place to another, they bring their own dialects of the lexifier language, which is the main language that provides most of the vocabulary. For example, English dialects brought to Suriname helped shape Sranan Tongo. Different source dialects lead to differences in pronunciation, vocabulary, and grammar. So, the internal variation in Creole languages comes from a mix of influences. The original contact languages, native substrate languages, social attitudes, and migration patterns all work together to make each Creole unique. These languages are living proof of how human communities adapt and blend their histories into their speech. They show us that language is always changing, shaped by the people who speak it and the world around them.